Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday morning, or Thursday morning. I'm sorry, it is Thursday, isn't it? What's up, Netron, Velociraptor, my cargo? So watching MBOT today, MBOT had another kind of crazy day. I think it was definitely getting pumped up a little bit yesterday. Went all the way up to 12, right at $12, got rejected. Sitting at $9.10 now, so curious to see where this one's going to go. MBOT definitely looks interesting. Also looking at STM, although the volume's a little bit lower than what I usually like to see. STM is gapping up from 1410 to 1532. Gonna watch that one. AAL, which is American Airlines, is gapping up some from 3165 to 3356. That one looks okay. Let's see. On my scanners, we have LPCN showing up. Low volume, TXT. XLNX looks good with pretty decent volume. Gapping up from 89 to 97. STM, like I said, looks good. INO, gapping up, although the volume's pretty low with this one as well. IVC. SLM. UCTT. All of these have relatively low volume. ADIL. And so watching AGEN. I remember SPI going off yesterday. I'll probably end up watching SPI today too. CGC. Gonna look at the cannabis place. CRON. See, we got MVEV. Gonna watch that one too. So we'll see what we get here. Low volume day for sure, but doesn't look terrible. Let me know if you see anything you want me to go over. Alright, so let's look up MBOT today. I'm pretty sure this one had a $2.5 million direct offering that they announced yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that's why MBOT started to go crazy yesterday, but let's look that one up. What's up, Mike, Jason, Usman, Two-Way? Good morning, guys. Yeah, so MBOT announced a $2.5 million registered direct priced at the market offering. Let's see what we get. So yeah, it announced that it entered into a definitive agreement with institutional investors for the purchase of 250,000 shares of its common stock at a purchase price of $10. It also agreed to issue the investors unregistered warrants to purchase up to 250 shares of common stock. The warrant will have an exercise price of $10 per share of common stock and will be exercisable immediately and will expire 1 year after the issuance date. The closing of the offering is supposed to be on January 25th, so tomorrow, Friday. HC Wainwright & Co. is acting as the exclusive placement agent for the offering. So you had offering for MBOT. I guess that's why it kind of went crazy yesterday. But like I said, we also have XL and X kind of moving. The higher cap stocks seem to be moving a little bit more than the small caps today. All right, we have XL and X, which is up. XLNX is a chip maker. It's a microchip company, apparently, in the so-called PLD or programmable logic device segment. Posted a quarterly revenue of 800 million, and it also gave solid current quarter guidance, which ended up pushing it up more. So good revenue, good guidance for XLNX. We have Texas Instruments that's kind of showing up here, which is gapping up some. But it's interesting. It actually went up. I have to see whether Texas Instruments earnings are good or bad. AMD, another one I'm looking at, gapping up technically here from 1980 to 1920. And so we'll see which way this one goes, but was originally gapping up. Now it's kind of giving some of it back. So we'll see what we get. MU kind of doing the same thing here. What's up, Martin? What's up, Daniel? Good morning. Curious George. What's up, bro? All right, so we got the microchip sector kind of moving some. INO, low volume. You guys see anything else? Not really seeing too much. We got American Airlines. Think it's good earnings. MBEV maybe. Had a nice day yesterday. Cron. CNBC morning squawk. Futures are pointing to a higher open following a day which saw stocks initially rally, then lose their gains, and then re-rally before the close. Yeah, AMD kind of ran up at the morning, washed out, and then kind of rebounded some. It's at $20. I mean, Capper. I remember CAPR. Yeah, look at CAPR. I missed this one. I remember Capper move. I've traded this one before. All right, so CAPR apparently is up after Neurology publishes a study reporting significant improvements in, I can't pronounce that first word, muscular dystrophy patients treated with Capricor novel cell therapy. So yeah, published positive results of the Hope-Duquesne clinical trial. The whole point was to evaluate safety and efficiency of a singular intracoronary dose of CAPR's biodrug. And apparently that went fairly well, and so now it's gapping up some from about 60 cents all the way to 78. So a pretty decent gap up, although it was up all the way at 116, but gave most of that back already. CLDC, I remember that one too. Let's see. CLDC kind of gapping up some. I mean, it's gapping up about 10 cents, 10, 15 cents or so. But low volume. Low volume prior. I know I'm not going to be able to trade it, but it may be one to watch, so check out CLDC. See what the overall SPY is doing. Market's about break even. I mean, it closed at 263.41. It's at 263.12, so it's just about break even. I did end up rallying back some, which is good to see, but just about break even. TTNP doing a 6-to-1 reverse split. So yeah, this thing will be up at $1 or $2 a little bit later, apparently. Let's see what else we get here in the market. All right, so NIO has a release out that said the NIO CEO transferred 50 million shares to the newly established NIO User Trust. And so NIO is kind of so-so. It's not really up. I mean, it's technically up about 2 cents, but about break even. Let's see, PCG had a weird day towards the end of the day yesterday. PCG put out a press release that said they see cost of complying with the judge's wildfire plan to be $75 to $150 billion. Yeah, pretty expensive cost there. Yeah, they're probably just trying to fluff it up, Daniel, which kind of, you know, a lot of these penny stock companies will do that. I always try to say, yeah, BLNK actually looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad here. It's I remember this one. It's an electric car charging station company or something like that. MBOT, unfortunately, still isn't tradable for me. Cron's actually dropping some. I'll have to look up the news on that one. You see CRON dropping some along with CGC and stuff like that. Let's see what's going on with that, the cannabis sector. They put out a release that said, I guess it was yesterday, that said that they are announcing the closing of a $65 million credit facility. So yeah, it announced that it entered into a credit agreement with Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. They entered into it as an administrative agent and lender, and the Bank of Montreal as a lender in respect to a $65 million secured non-revolving term loan credit facility. And so they did, apparently they closed on their purchase of a $65 million credit facility. That's CRON. And maybe it's dragging down some of the other cannabis stocks. I'll have to look it up. But TLRY is not really down. NBEV is up some. CGC is the only one that's actually down along with CRON. I mean, I don't know, man. I would reach out to them. I'm sure they'll probably... I mean, were you holding anything overnight, Andrea? But yeah, I don't know. Reach out to them. I have no idea, you know. Usually they'll end up correcting it, but I don't know. Reach out to them. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Like I said, message me on Twitter. I could try to get in touch with the dude I talked to, but I don't actually work for them, you know. But I could try to get in touch with them if you want me to. Yeah, I am sick, actually, Cast. I've been sick for like 3 or 4 days now. Maybe a little bit longer than that. It's just a cold. My son ended up having it, and then my daughter had it. My wife is yet to get it, though. But yeah, I'm definitely sick. Yeah, I read that, Daniel. Closing on a $65 million credit facility. NUGT is down. I always wonder if NUGT is a cannabis stock or a gold stock. I'm pretty sure it's a gold stock, right? But yeah, we'll give the opening range breakout a shot today. It's been working every day this week. And so I wish I would have taken it Monday, or no, Tuesday when the market was open. The market was closed Monday. I wish I would have taken the opening range breakout Tuesday. Like I said in the video I put out yesterday, though, I think that I just had a little bit of fear from last week. You know, last week didn't really work that well with the opening range breakout, and so I think I was a little bit apprehensive this week when I first started trading on Tuesday. But bummed out I kind of missed it, but it would have worked. What's up, Houston? Good morning. Which one? This one or this one? This is Tefts. This is Thinkorswim. But yeah, Andrea, I don't know. Like I said, if you message me on Twitter if you want, and I can try to reach out to them. But usually they do it right, but I have no idea. Yeah, PCG, Daniel. I mean, I'm surprised this company's still around. It's a huge company. I doubt they'll let it fail being a utility company, but I'm surprised that it's still around. LVS. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Like I said, feel a little under the weather. LVS is gapping down some. What's up, John? Excuse me. What do I smoke? I smoke these electric cigarettes. That's it. I quit smoking real cigarettes about 5 years ago when my son was born. But yeah, we have American Airlines up. I can look up the news for this one, see what's going on with it. What's up, Tommy? Sounds like fourth quarter results for American Airlines. Yeah, so American Airlines, AAL, put out their fourth quarter and full year 2018 profit. Earnings per share were $1.04, including items. Excluding items, earnings per share with items included was 69 cents per share. Per share estimate for quarter four earnings were $1.01. SEES fiscal year 2019 earnings per share 550 to 750 including items. So positive earnings and revenue for AAL. It is gapping up from 31.65 to 33.70. Apparently so. Let's look it up. Yeah, better than expected fourth quarter results for AAL, American Airlines. What's up, Joe? Good morning, man. What do the colors on the level 2 mean? Filled orders. I have to look it up. One of them's filled orders. The other one. Bid, ask, and between the spread is what they mean. I'll have to look up which ones exactly mean what. Hold on. Somebody else here may be able to answer that quicker than I can, though. URGN. Yeah, it's down some. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. All right, sounds good, two-way. Let me pull this up. There's a way to pull up what it means in the level 2. Let's see. Yeah, I looked at TXT this morning as well. Gapping up some, although the volume's pretty low. Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably make it right, Andrea, if it just kind of disappeared. Like I said, let me know. I'll reach out to them if you want me to. Right. Yeah, the different bid, ask, and price. It helps to show if they're stacking or not. Yeah, for sure. At a certain level. Yeah, I actually use the time and sales a little bit more than the level 2. Alright, guys. So, yeah. 2 successful instances of the opening range breakout. And on AMD, we'll see what we get today from it. Like I said, what was the other one? CAPR gapping up some. It's at 81 cents now, but the volume's actually pretty good, which is to be expected since it's a cheaper stock. Obviously, cheaper stocks are going to have a little bit more volume than regular stocks because they're cheaper and people can buy them easier. Looking at NBEV, NBEV had a nice spike yesterday during midday. Let's see, right around noon or 1 p.m. market time, NBEV spiked. It's at 651 after closing at 643, so that's worthwhile to watch. XLNX, which I can't really pronounce this one, but it is gapping up significantly here. Interesting level to watch is this $100 level right here. It's at 98. We'll see if it tests that level today. MU gapping up some. Pretty significant gap up here relative to what it usually does. Gapping up from 34.24 to 35.22. Overall market tends to be, let's see. Overall market is about break even right now. 10 cents down technically, but just about break even. Nothing really too significant there. What's up, James? Yeah, BOXL had a good day yesterday. Down some today, though. Down from 323 to 295. CLDC actually made a push here. CLDC started to spike. It's up to 151. SPI, I remember seeing on my scanners yesterday as well. I have to remove some of these. But this one had a nice day yesterday, up from 1 all the way to 380, so up 380% yesterday. Down to 248, still up 248% from where it just about opened yesterday at about $1. So interesting to watch SPI. BLNK, charging car station, up as well from about $1.80 to $2.37. And then MBOT had that offering. HTZ down 2 days. Big red day for HTZ yesterday. Hertz, this is a rental car company, right? But yeah, big red day for it yesterday. Down to 1503, dropped down from about 1660. Yeah, man, I'm drinking some coffee, brother, but alright, we got CCCL. My wife gave me some Sudafed. We'll see if that helps. A few other things gapping down. I don't see too many penny stock movers right now. Not like what we've had previously. RCON started to take off yesterday. It's kind of just about break even too. Hertz had to pay $16 million to settle an account issue. Really? I mean, it's down a ton yesterday. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about Hertz right in my news feed, but it may just be lagging a little bit from what's really going on. Yes, Martin. Live stream every day. Every market day. Yeah, a lot of times stocks will do that. You're talking about CAPR, Jason? A lot of times stocks will do it. LPCN, I mean, it had a nice day a few days ago, but it's gapping up some. That small range relative to what these other penny stocks are doing. What's up, Pat? Good morning. But yeah, CAPR kind of probably has the most volume out of most of these stocks under $5 I've seen in the market. It's at 79 though. HTT jumped. Break even in pre-market. Hey, appreciate the $2 donation, Matthew. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to Matthew for the $2 donation. Thanks, brother. Yeah, the dono. Let's look at the down gappers now. Appreciate that, Matt. Thanks, bro. LVS, like I said, gapping down. WVE, SPI. SPI had a nice move yesterday. Apple. It's starting to rebound a little bit. Technically, it's actually gapping up now for Apple. Apple follows the overall market probably closer than most stocks. If you look at Apple and then SPY, you'll see very, very similar. Almost exactly the same. So Apple follows the overall market. Or really, I probably should say the overall market follows Apple a decent amount. You know? Yeah, I never got into Fortnite insurance. I mean, I play PUBG. I never got into Fortnite. Google? Or no, GOOS. Yeah, I did get hit. That AMD's up about 30 cents on the upside. Like I said, American Airlines is up. AVGO. Marvel. SYF looks alright. Big gap up yesterday, sitting at 29.79. We'll see if it actually holds these gains, though. But SYF is gapping up some. What's up, Felix? Good morning. TAL actually filling this entire gap right now in pre-market. Closed at 31.22. It's at 31.50 now. So it went all the way up to 33s, back down to 31s. And so it bounced a little bit at 31, but filled the entire gap already in pre-market. So interesting. We'll see what happens with TAL. XOSS, I remember trading this one. Yeah, LRN actually had a really good day yesterday. AGEN is gapping up some as well. AGEN gapping up from 354 to 383. The volume's pretty low with this one. Let's see what the volume's actually like. About 5,000 shares a minute. So pretty low. We'll see if the volume picks up, though. I mean, it did gap up a decent amount. Yeah, Capper looks alright. CAPR. Somebody else said, though, CAPR may just be recycling old news to pump the stock up a little bit. And so I think maybe people are starting to figure that out. That's kind of why it filled the gap back down some. AGEN. Is it a big float? What's the float on AGEN? Looks small, just from the level 2 action, but it might also be volume slow. Yeah, what's the float on that one? I have to look it up for AGEN what the float is. See if we can find it. It looks small, but it's 98 million. So it's roughly 100 million. So yeah, it's not small. It's actually larger. Who knew, man? It looks like a small float stock, a low float stock. Yep. Log in on TEFs. I didn't. I can try to log in again just to make sure. Yeah, my login is fine. But yeah, gonna watch Kron as well. Kron dropping some. They closed on a credit facility for 65 million, but it's down because of it. So we'll see what Kron does today, as well as CGC. Maybe TLRY. A little bit more expensive. It's down to 72. Probably NBEV as well. Cannabis infused drink company. It had a nice green day yesterday. It's at 650, so technically it's gapping up about 7 cents or so. So I'll watch NBEV here to see what it does. Main plays BLNK and CLDC. BLNK looks pretty good. Gapping up about 15 cents, but it doesn't look bad there. CLDC actually got a nice volume spike here as well. This one, I didn't really like it when it was down here, but since I looked at it last, it actually is pushing up some. So you can check out CLDC as well. Good call, two-way. It's up to just about 160, 159, 160. Gapping up from $1.12, and so about 48 cents or so. Yeah, that's the world we live in, insurance. For sure. TBLT. CTL's CenturyLink getting hit, actually. It's down from 1521 to 1460. TAL, actually, like I said, filling that gap here. We'll see if it breaks under 31 now. Yeah, man, that's just the world we live in, insurance. Little kids making money playing Fortnite. You know, my son watches Ryan's toy review, and that kid apparently is making millions on YouTube by playing with toys. My son's into it too, man. He wants to watch a toy show all the time. What's up, Mike? Good morning, man. Yeah, man, my son's obsessed with it. Yeah, what's up, cool? Yeah, man, my son's absolutely obsessed with it, man. He's always saying, I want to watch a toy show, I want to watch a toy show. And he puts it on that, watches him play with cars, asks us to buy him the same cars that he has. So yeah, that kid's making bank. Yeah, I mean, my daughter's asked me to make a YouTube channel. I don't know if I want her to, though. Not yet. She's still a little young for it, I think. Yeah, that's right. His parents are making bank, you know. His parents are making bank. But I'm sure they're saving some of it for him. ACB. Oh yeah, APHA. I forgot to look at that one today. It's just about break even as well. Yeah, for sure, Jason. But yeah, MU's looking pretty strong here. Yeah, two-way. I mean, it just takes work, man. Like, I started my channel as like a hobby, you know, and like now, you know, it's grown into more than that. So, get out of here, Isaac. Yeah, CAPR. I think people are finding out that it's just kind of a recycled press release, and CAPR is coming back down. We'll see what we get here, but big gap up, and then it filled the gap mostly. I mean, it closed at 60 cents. It's at 73, so it's still got 13 cents to go. Now it's just about whether it's going to fill the gap or spike back up for CAPR. American Airlines still running strong here, though. It's pushing up nicely. FLIR just got a $39 million contract from the military. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. What's up, Eric? Good morning, man. All right, let's do this today. Tornado warnings in Florida. Yeah, it's cold here, man. Yeah, it was cold when I went outside, John. But yeah, watching MU, AMD, Apple, CAPR, BOXL, what was the other one? BLNK. Look at BLNK start to spike here, guys. It's up to 253 now. Getting some more volume coming in for BLNK. You can see the volume getting up there to 25,000 shares. It's up to 255, so BLNK is starting to spike up here. Volume picking up some too, which is good. We'll see where this one goes today. But yeah, it's starting to move two-way. SPI, a little spike up too. What was the other one? CLDC. CLDC spiking, BLNK spiking. So penny stock starting to push a little bit more. American Airlines still running. MU up. I'll look at AMD, which is up some, up about 27 cents. Overall market is just about break even, almost exactly break even, within 6 cents of break even, or it was. Now it's in within 15 cents of break even. BLNK up to 260 now. AAL spiking up too. Look at both of these move. Both of these getting spikes. American Airlines and BLNK. Maybe pull back some here. Now it's just about whether it holds support at that 250 level. Yeah, the only time I've traded pre-market two-way is on Webull. I haven't really gotten a chance to trade in pre-market aside from using Webull. I got you. I mean, I'll probably wait another 30 seconds or so and then put those scans up. I don't think much is going to show. I mean, I guess I can put them up now. The intraday scans. But yeah, nothing's really showing up quite yet. All right, guys, we got 2 minutes. Let's get ready. CLDC. All right, let's do this. We got about a minute and a half. I don't know. I saw MU moving up as well. Something good happened. I can look up for MU. It's probably relevant to the overall sector. I'll be trading today for AMD. Let me look it up. So BLNK actually just quickly spiked up to 262 and then pulled back some. I'm looking at MU. I'm not seeing too much here. They had a few positive press releases, but not seeing too much for MU. I don't know why it's moving like it is. Yeah, I was looking at AAAL Outsiders. What's up, Matt? Yeah, you should be able to, Fetty. I'm pretty sure you can. All right, BLNK up to 264 now. So BLNK still trying to run big downwick or big upwick now. AAL American Airlines still pushing up. That's at 34.34. All right, guys, we got 10 seconds, so good luck, everybody. Let's do this. There's the bell. All right, we got CAPR popping up on the scanners here. Not really doing much, though. But we have BLNK that is spiking up here. It's at 275, 273. Spiking up from about 256 where it opened. AMD spiking up too. It's up about 22 cents now. Let's do it, Mike. All right, so overall market is actually down a little bit now. Maybe MU is causing AMD to run up on sympathy. But we'll see how closely these two follow the market right now. BOSC popping up with the skaters. Big pullback on AMD. NBEV dropping. Cron kind of so-so. BOSC is spiking up some. SPY pulling down some here. Look at the SPY drop. BLNK starting to drop some as well. But the SPY is dropping some here. AMD big breakout, big push at the open. It's up to 223s now. But the SPY is dropping. So we'll see how closely they follow each other. MBOT, little spike. Capper's actually down. It's down to 69 cents. Yeah, MBOT spiking up here. Check out MBOT, guys. MBOT, nice little push up to 980 right now. SPY dropping though, so AMD's not really following the SPY that closely today because the SPY is actually down. Yeah, I mean, TVIX is going up because the SPY is dropping, and so TVIX is going to do the opposite of what the SPY does, right? So if the SPY drops, the TVIX is going to push up and vice versa. It's a volatility ETF. But MBOT went all the way up to 987 or so before coming back down. The range of this first candle, though, on AMD is getting pretty large here. And so with this huge range on this first candle, I have to be careful. If it's like a 60-cent range on this first candle, I don't know if I'm going to take the opening range today. Yeah, MU spiking up just like AMD. They're both kind of following each other. Market's kind of trying to pull back some here. VWAP's still well above the SPY, though, so it may pull back some. Cron's actually spiking up really nicely, too. Looks like we got a green day for a lot of stocks. CRON spiking up. I'm sure CGC is probably doing something similar. Yep, CGC spiking up with it. But yeah, big move in AMD. The range is just so big here. The range is 50 cents for this first 5-minute candle on AMD. And I just don't know if that is a range that I really want to shoot for. I think that's a little unreasonable. And by the time I jump in AMD, if it is the opening range breakout, that it is just a little bit too extended on the upside now. I think it's going to pull back some probably. But there's the first 5-minute candle formed. So let's look at it. A huge range so far for AMD. Not trying to get stuck in that. Unless it breaks out on the downside, I might consider it, but on the upside, it's a no-go for AMD. BLNK did push up some. MBOT is kind of consolidating here. Maybe a little 1-minute pullback depending on what MBOT does. RCON popping up in the scanners. The SPY's actually rebounding some here. The SPY's starting to try to test the highs of the day here. If you look at the SPY's starting to push back up here. If you're looking at the TVIX is, I'm sure, dropping at this point with the SPY pushing up. Nice, Isaac. Good job, brother. Long wicks means pressure, right? So if it's an up wick, if it's a long up wick, it means selling pressure. If it's a long down wick, it means buying pressure. Kind of looks like AMD's kind of trading against the SPY. Then that just means pressure on both sides and decisiveness. Yeah, if there's both wicks on the top and bottom, it just, it means there's a little bit of indecisiveness in the price. SBGL popping up on the scanner, starting to push up some. SPY dropping. Look how much the SPY is dropping here. SPY just broke the lows. We should see some drops in other stocks that may be following the overall market. Look at MBOT drop, man. That thing just, look at MBOT go here. Look at this big pushback. Kind of coinciding with what the SPY is doing right now. The SPY's broken the lows, continues to move down. With that, TVIX should be moving up some. But yeah, like I said, with the opening range breakout today, this first candle is just too large. I don't want to chase it up here. If I buy in going long right now, there's a pretty good chance it's not going to get all the way up to 21. It would have to get way up here for it to follow through, and that's just a big move on the day. It's possible, but unlikely, I would say. I could take it with a small share size of like 100 shares, but I don't know, man. What do you guys think? The opening range breakout, I don't think it's going to work as well when this first 5-minute candle has such a huge range. You know, like I said, this first 5-minute candle on AMD is like 50 cents. And so that's pretty big profit target. You know, usually I go with 1-to-1, but I think a 50-cent profit target's a little bit unreasonable. It could get up to 21, obviously, but have a little bit less confidence in it, especially with the overall market dropping. I guess I can kind of mentally paper trade it, but like I said, I think with the opening range breakout, if that first 5-minute candle's huge, it depends on how extended it is. You know, like I said, if it broke down on the downside, I wouldn't hate it. But on the upside, I just don't think there's enough room to get that 1-to-1 target. Too big of a likelihood of getting faked out here. Could be a VWAP bounce here on AMD. Just about where you would set your risk. I guess you could set it at 230s or so. That's reasonable. Maybe 225. Yeah, look at TBLT go. This one's really getting some volume here. Yeah, Kron is at the VWAP. I was looking at that one for a VWAP bounce, actually. I'll be right back, though, guys. I gotta be right back. All right, so AMD still hasn't broken that high. Like I said, the only interesting level I'm looking at with AMD is if it breaks down on the downside after all of this big push. Another thing to consider, though, is that if it does come down here, it may stay kind of in a range-bound move. This first candle's so big that it may kind of stay in this candle's range. And so we'll see. I'm watching it. 2050 has confirmed a few times there. And so I am still watching that 2050 level just because it's confirmed multiple times, even more on the 1 minute chart. But, like I said, this first candle's so big, it's up so much already, that if it did break out on the upside, I just think that it may be a little bit extended at that point, and I don't want to chase it way up here. Yeah, it actually doesn't look like a bad bull flag on the 1 minute chart. You can see the polar there from the open. Let's try to draw it out here. Not the best trend line, but definitely has some here. Maybe, let's see where this one would be. Probably right here. So we'll see if it tries to break it. Isaac, man. Isaac says, screw it. Let's just short the crap out of AMD. Yeah, no worry. I'm not doing it. I mean, it does look bad here on the bullish standpoint, but not enough profit target. I'm just sticking to the strategy in play, and we'll see what we get. How would the opening range back test on GE? So here, the overall market's actually starting to come back here. Kind of a choppy day thus far, but we're getting some volume actually coming into it now. And so we may get some follow through in the overall, in AMD from the overall market. It's not really following the market that closely today from at least thus far. And so gonna watch it, but we'll see. But overall market did just get a nice volume spike and did break the highs of the day as well. So we'll see what other stocks start to follow it. Cron was a beautiful VWAP bounce. But yeah, the SPY's really starting to move, and so we might get some movement here. Here's up to the 2050s. See where this high is. Looks like it's about 2051. Yeah, right there. VTVT. Yeah, VTVT did get a nice spike here. But look at the VWAP bounce on Cron. That one was really pretty too. Pretty VWAP bounce here. Pull back to the VWAP. Nice little bounce. Could have made 20, 30 cents here. I don't think I could trade BLNK, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe a rejection there for BLNK. Doesn't look terrible. Alright, there goes AMD breaking the 251 level. There's the high. But like I said, that first 5 minute candle's so large. I just don't like the risk. Looks a little extended. We'll see if it actually holds this level now. It looks strong, but I think the profit target's just a little unreasonable. To get 1-to-1 in this trade, I would have to get all the way up to $21. And so it looks like a gamble trying to get that profit target from it, but we'll see. Gonna study it today regardless. You know, one thing I noticed though is that the bigger the first 5 minute candle, the worse it's going to, the less reliable the strategy is going to be, just from my back testing on it. So like for instance, if that candle's huge, it's obviously it kind of makes sense and it's kind of self-evident why. But when that first 5-minute candle is huge, then you just have a harder reward target to hit. So like going back in time here, let's look at all the times this first 5-minute candle was big. Yesterday it wasn't, worked really well yesterday. The day before it wasn't huge either. Times it has a big candle or days like this when it's just a little sketchy. Days like this where it's got a 50-cent first candle. It's just choppy days usually. Maybe we're wrong, but I like to see, yeah, big candle. Worst day for sure. Harder profit target to get. And so I think that's a good thing to think about with this strategy. Is the size of that first candle, because that's going to ultimately determine how extended the stock is. Right, I think so as well. Danny, I actually agree with that. BLNK giving it back here down to 250s. Nice little VWAP rejection there. Plus, I mean, AMD's struggling to find some support here where that previous high was. I can look for some fades here today. Maybe on TAL if it pulls back to the VWAP. I don't hate that one. Cron was a beautiful VWAP bounce there, though. A little bummed I missed that one. SQ. NBEV's choppy as well. Yeah, SQ is definitely following the SPY. Most of the time it does. But yeah, following it pretty close. NBEV sideways for the most of the day. Hey, appreciate the sub, MBY. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. Also, welcome, Rahul. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, guys. And we'll see. I mean, like I said, to get 1-to-1 out of this AMD trade, I would have to get up to 21. So, like, my 1-to-1 profit target with the opening range would be up here at 21. And I don't want less than 1-to-1. I guess I could go for 1-to-1 with half of the range of the first 5-minute candle, which would be 25 cents with a 25-cent reward target, which would be up here to 75 cents, which is a lot more reasonable. But at least the 1-to-1 method of trading it doesn't look appealing to me right now for the opening range. We'll see. I mean, it's another day to study it, but from what I see, usually it's not working as well. Beautiful bounce on, look at this VWAP bounce on CRON. I've seen a lot of VWAP bounces lately as well, but look how pretty this one was. Cron's been actually fading and bouncing really nicely. Beautiful bullish trend. Pulls back to the VWAP. Beautiful bounce up there. Your risk could have been pretty tight at 57 or so for that previous high of the day. And so your risk was about 10 cents. Your reward would have been up here at 94. So big reward, small risk for that VWAP bounce. Kind of bummed out I missed it, like I said. So yeah, now I'm kind of looking for fades. I think it also depends on the overall market and what that's going to do. Momo? Maybe. I would have to get down there a little bit more. Snap. Yeah, Snap's pushing up, Snapchat. Yeah, I think the flag's easier to see on the 1 minute for AMD. Like if you look at the 1 minute, you can see the flag. I kind of drew it out this morning, but you can see the flag here. You can see the pull, flag, breakout. Snap, not enough range for me to really want to short it. Like I said, I'm kind of looking at TAL here. Filled the whole gap. If it pulls back to 30.62, I could set a risk level of about 31, and then a reward level down to 29.50s. And so let's see, about $1 reward target with a risk of 40 cents or so. And so it doesn't look terrible. Have to take small sizing with it, with that risk and range, but I could probably get in it with 100 shares or so, looking for a break back down to this 29.60s. It's got to get up to the VWAP here at 30.60 or so, with the risk target, like I said, at about 31 up here. Reward level down here, 29.50 for about $1.10, so almost 3 to 1. Luke had a good question. He said, genuine question. Out of all the stock patterns there are, what made you choose to focus solely on opening range breaks and VWAP fades? Just back testing results. Just when I tested those two patterns, they had really good back testing results. The opening range breakout usually only works well with AMD. The VWAP fade works with a lot more stocks than just AMD. But it's just the backtesting results. They were favorable. You know, that's kind of how I judge what strategies I use, is I test them and I look back over a decent sample size and I just backtest them to see what the accuracy rate's like, what the favorable conditions are like. And so that kind of guides me to what strategies to use. And, you know, with that said, that's kind of why I use those strategies, is because I backtested them and they worked. All right, so like I said, TAL, it's one of the more obvious downward trending stocks right now. Needs to get up to about 30.60 or so. SPY pulling back, giving it back here. SPY is moving down now. Look at the SPY. Another thing is that, like, at least with the VWAP fade, is that it typically organically gives you better risk and reward, right? So, like, it usually gives you pretty good risk and reward if you trade it kind of the method I do, which is take profits at the previous low of the day, set a nice risk level, a very tight area up at, a lot of times it's the previous highs from the morning. And so it organically gives you a pretty good risk reward with it. What did APHA do? Nothing. ACB, nothing. But yeah, look at the SPY pull back here. Right now, I'm just kind of being patient, looking for good strategies. Also, I think TradeNet's sale is over, so I think the 20% off sale is over. No, I haven't gotten in any yet, Pablo, but 10% off if you go through my link. So even though the 20% off sale is over, you could still get 10% off TradeNet packages if you go through my link. I don't think that's available on the site, so I think my link is one of the ways you can get 10% off. So there's the link. So if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I do, you can check out the link I just posted. I make a commission from it. Always try to be honest with people about it, but it's one of the ways we keep the stream free. And so if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I do, you can go to that link I just posted. But yeah, SPY's kind of choppy today. It's just sideways. Breaking the highs, pulling back down, testing the lows, pulling back up. And so kind of a choppy day with the SPY. Main one I'm watching, like I said, is TAL. If we can get up there, it looks interesting. Another good thing about this $31 risk level is that it's also right around that closing price. That closing price was right around 31, and so I think it'll come into some resistance there too. Waiting for the MU reversal. Yeah, MU is up more than AMD. I think AMD is up on sympathy from MU. But we'll see, man. I mean, let's see MU for... I don't think MU worked as well with the opening range, but let's look at what it would have been today. MU would have actually followed through with the opening range. Close. At least it's close. From 91 down to 11, so about an 80-cent first candle. From 90 up to 70. No, it still hasn't gotten there yet. Close, but hasn't really achieved it yet. Possible. I mean, it already had one really VWAP bounce here, which was also a flag pattern. You know, one of the things we went over in our class yesterday is that, like, the more setups that are going on at the same time, the better. And so, you know, if you think about it, some traders are looking at AMD for the triangle move. Some are looking at it for the VWAP bounce. And so when you get that, you get twice the momentum. And so you can see not only was this a flag, it was also a VWAP bounce right here, and it pushed up. As for the second move down on AMD now, I just don't trust it as much. It already bounced once, and it's not holding above that previous high, so I just don't trust it as much. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure it is Momo Dreambox. I'm pretty sure, but you'd have to reach out to them to see. I really don't know. No, it's not shortable. Most penny stocks like under $5 aren't. Everybody's going to start calling me Patrick again. Oh, those are fighting words, Isaac. Fighting words, brother. Nah, man. I hate the Rams. I don't hate the Rams. I hate the referees that were there in the Rams game. Referees robbed us of that, man. Don't stress, Sid, man. It just takes time, Sid. Your first live trade screwed up the exit order. Yeah, man, it happens, brother. Yesterday, even though yesterday was a green day, I accidentally bought it once when I was trying to sell it. I think I'm just used to shorting it. Nice two-way. Good job, brother. What do you mean laggy, Scott? What do you mean laggy? It's laggy on which? On the stream or on your trading platform? Yeah, it's 10 to 15 seconds below real time. All right, so here's the thing, right? Now that TAL is starting to push up, the VWAP has actually dropped some. And so my risk would have to be about 50 cents or so in this one now, up to 31, which I still don't think is terrible. I think it has some resistance right around there too. So if it can get up there, it still looks interesting because it still has a dollar reward target from 30.50 down to 29.50. And so I could take it with, 7,500 shares on TAL and try to get it down to that low if it does actually pull up there. And if not, it'll be a small $50 loss or so, $40 loss or so. So I don't think that's terrible here. But I'm watching TAL. if it can get up to the VWAP for a VWAP fade. A little bit longer term, but we'll see what we get. MU still pushing up pretty strong here, honestly. TGI. SPY kind of sideways, so just be careful today, guys. Yeah, look at TGI go. I don't know what's going on with that one. TGI is starting to run. Probably. Let me look it up. I can look it up for you. I have a question for you. Why don't you trade these pullbacks in AMD? Just because I haven't really tested them. I try to stick with strategies that have actually back tested. And so, you know, trading the dips in AMD, I mean, it's just not something I've tested. And so, you know, I try to stick with what I've tested. So it sounds like TGI had entered into an agreement. So yeah, Triumph Group, which is TGI, announced that it has entered into a definitive agreement to transfer the Global 7500 program to Bombardier. Triumph, which is TGI, will transition responsibility for it and assets to Bombardier. So reached an agreement with another company to transfer some stuff. All right, so TAL never really got up there. Like I said, I'm looking for it to get up here. The more the VWAP drops, the less favorable the trades is going to be, though. You know, the more the VWAP drops, the less favorable it's going to be. Because, you know, if I get in at 30.50, I still have 2-to-1 reward to risk. But if the VWAP drops down to 25, it's not quite 2-to-1. It's about 1.5-to-1, and I probably won't take it. And so we'll see what we get with TAL. Just being patient today. NBEV did spike up nicely there, though. And MU is just steady climbing here. MU would have been an opening range this morning. Let's look at it. Yeah, I don't know about it, man. It's a little weird. Huge move. Huge move there. For TGI. VTVT popping up. VTVT's actually been running really nicely in a beautiful VWAP bounce here. At the whole dollar of 3. Pushed over 3. Held that area as support. Continued moving up. Nice little flag. VWAP bounce there. Kron steady moving up too. BIOC. Yeah, I don't know if TAL is going to give me my entry here with the fade. Was looking for it to get up to 30, 40s, but VWAP's dropping a little bit too much. Just don't like it anymore. SPY kind of pulling back though here. They're pulling back up, I should say. Still very, very choppy day in the SPY. Kind of a sideways day. ALT's been pushing up today too. RCON was one that showed up, but it's not really moving that much. VTVT had nice volume. What did MBOT end up doing? Kind of sideways, giving some of it back. What was the other one that moved today? BLNK. Man, BLNK actually gave up all of that big move it made this morning. Interesting here to see what BLNK does, if it holds these gains or not. VT. Yeah, man. I mean, it's right back down to the VWAP, but it's already bounced off the VWAP twice today, so anything after that second move I don't trust as much. But yeah, TAL just didn't get high enough for my entry. It's washing out nicely, though, but ideally I would have liked to see it get up here and then enter up there, but just never quite got there. Just going to move on, see if I could find anything else. PDD popping up on my scanners here, and PDD starting to run. Yeah, look at Kron, too. Kron pushing up. I mean, the overall market's pushing up, so I think some of this is moving with it, but Kron, nice green day today. I'm trying to think. Somebody was telling me about the opening range breakout working on one of these cannabis stocks. Kron would have worked today. Maybe it was Kron. It would have worked yesterday, too. Let's go back in time. Kron may be interesting for the opening range. Just got to test it. So that's 2 successes in the last 2 days. That would have been a fail. So 2 successes, 1 fail. This would have been a success, so that's 3 successes, 1 fail. Let's keep looking at Kron. 4 successes, 1 fail. 5 successes, 1 fail. Wait, what was that? 6 successes, 1 fail. Kron's actually been pretty reliable with the opening range, too. Let's look at some more. At least in the last week or so. That would have been about break even. That would have been a fail, so 6 successes, 2 fails. That's 7 successes, 2 fails. So not bad success rate. This one's close. I probably wouldn't have gotten into it, but mark it as a fail just to be safe. Gotta be honest. 7 successes, 3 fails for Kron. I guess I would consider that a fail. 4 and 7. That one would have worked. 8 and 4. So it's so Kron's not bad. It's definitely a positive risk reward, but I think it has to have the favorable conditions for it. Yeah, man, MU is shooting up like a rocket, man. And AMD's kind of following it. Like I said, with AMD, I would have taken the opening range on it, but this opening range candle was just so large, it was 50 cents, that I just, you know, like I said, it would have to get all the way up to 21 for it to be a successful one-to-one move for the opening range, and that's just too big of a move. I think it's just going to be too extended to actually get there. Yeah, VT bouncing off the VWAP again here, it looks like. Nice little VWAP bounce so far for VT. VWAP bounces have been working extremely well with all the upward moves today. There, and there for Kron. Or for VT. Kron would have worked extremely well for the VWAP bounce too. Guess you could consider that one too. So 2 VWAP bounces for Kron. MBOT starting to head back up. But MU just hasn't stopped, man. MU just continues to push. But yeah, like I said, anybody wants to use the broker that Mitch and I use, the 20% off sale is done. But if you go through my link, you can still get 10% off, even though the 20% off sale is done. So if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I do, you can go through the link I just posted. We make a commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free. And so if you want to help support the channel and you're interested in signing up, you can go to that link. But yeah, we'll see where AMD goes, man. Like I said, that first candle is just 50 cents. And so just a little bit too large for me to really want to attempt that one-to-one profit target. Mitch is at work. Mitch works Wednesdays and Thursdays. Yep. Isaac with a serious comment, man. Look at that, man. Isaac being serious. Nope. Up there it goes. He was serious the first two. Now he's back to calling me Patrick. I think I don't know exactly what Mitch does. I think Mitch works for a I think he's like the manager of a gas station maybe, or like a store. What's up, bro? I'm new at stocks. Any valuable words of wisdom? Yeah, man, just take it slow. You know, take it slow. Use small sizing. Test the strategies you use. Don't just copy other people's strategies. You can copy them, but test them first. Look at the accuracy rate of it. Take it slow. Use small sizing. You know, then you can move up. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, AMD's back up to 75 now. And so it's halfway there to that one-to-one. Maybe I'll have to kind of tweak how I approach it. You know, for instance, like if this first candle's ridiculously large and I'm not confident it's actually going to get to the profit target, I can give myself half the risk and take half the reward. So I could give myself a risk, in this case, of 25 and a reward of 75, giving me one-to-one. Risk is here, reward is up here, giving me one-to-one. So I can still take the trade, but my risk is a little bit more limited with that. And I don't think that's a bad way to approach it. What do you guys think? You think that's reasonable? I think it is. Yeah, no stress, Neb. ACB still squeezing up. MU hasn't really stopped. I mean, MU had a little pullback just now, but it's still kind of moving there. Yeah, for sure. I mean, every trader's different. Just find what fits well with your personality. Like, you can copy other people's strategies, but don't try to, like, copy their trades, you know? Like, I'm sure half the haters we get in this room probably are haters that try to copy the trades we make, and then if it's a losing day, they just get mad at us, you know? I'm sure that's probably where half the haters in here come from. So it's okay to copy strategies. Just test the strategies before you use them. You know, paper trade with them. Make sure they're actually viable. But, you know, figure out what works for you. You know, in the trading world, everybody's going to try to tell you something different. Everybody's going to try to tell you their way is the only way. And that's not true. You know, you can find your own way to trade. And if it works for you, it works for you. Even if it doesn't work for others. Hey, green is green, Sid, so don't stress it, man. Nice job. But look at the SPY go here. ACB, a lot of stocks starting to push up with the overall market. Look at the SPY. SPY actually picked a direction this time. This is a big level for it here. No pattern is ever reliable. Follow a stock like a hunter. Feel its move. Follow your gut. Yeah, I mean, it all just depends. It depends on like what. My mentality is just to back test it and look at what it has done over a decent sample size, and then try to use that info to kind of get you favorable conditions, what stocks are favorable with your strategy, and so forth and so on. Because if you don't test the strategy, if you don't look back in time and actually back test the strategy, you're essentially just kind of flipping a coin, or you're just trusting what somebody says online, because they got a lot of stuff out teaching you all these different strategies, and some of them work, but you want to test them first, at least in my opinion. VT back to the VWAP here. We'll see if it bounces. Regardless, like if you got in with a VWAP fade or a VWAP bounce, you can set a risk at 3, reward level up at 35. So like your risk is, you know, 10 cents. Your reward's like 25 cents or so. So it's not bad risk reward. Now that it's actually broken under the VWAP though, it doesn't look as good, but at least in my opinion. But we'll see. Is MU done? I don't know, man. It just depends. MU, it's been kind of steady pushing up here. It's got this big high right here at around $37. And so it's just about whether it can break and hold support there and keep moving. If not, it might get rejected and start to come back down. It's had a big green day already. TGI still pushing up there. There you go, Enduro. Yeah, I just had to go back, sorry. I just had to scroll to the side. But yeah, really what you see here though, guys, with like MU and even is like the SPY pushing up, running into some resistance up there where it had some in pre-market and then pulling back. But MU breaking these highs, we should see AMD start to spike up here as well now. That MU, as long as MU holds these gains. If MU holds this gain at 37 and then pushes up and breaks that high, I think we'll start to get some upward moves. Yeah, there's AMD running up too, just off of sympathy. But it just depends on whether it actually holds this level or not. If it doesn't hold over the whole dollar of 37, then it could start to come back down. But if it holds support here, breaks this high, it looks good up to maybe 37.50. MBOT starting to reverse. It's up to 960s now. PDD still pushing up. But yeah, MU couldn't hold over 37. It's still too early to tell. It may bounce back and hold now. But first try over 37 got rejected back down. SPY testing those highs, getting rejected back down. Yeah, I'm watching MBOT. It's up to 960 now. Kind of a weird move for MBOT though. A lot of big wicks. Big push at the open, drop all the way back down, break under the lows. Now it's back up there. Just a weird move. I don't think it's going to break that $10 level. I kind of like it better for a short, but I can't trade it at all. All right, so yeah, here's MU. Couldn't hold over that $37 level as support. Now it's starting to give it back. So next level to watch is like down here. See if it breaks under that. Kind of like AMD with a short if MU starts to drop. At the same time, though, it's still sideways until it breaks under this low at 36.70. If it holds over that, then it's still sideways. It could still push up, and so that is something to consider. But like I said, for it to really look good, it would have to pull up over 37, hold that level of support, and then continue. If it kind of stays sideways here, it's kind of a coin flip. But if it breaks under 36.70, it looks better for a short on AMD and MU. Yeah, man, it's just getting pumped. Look, there goes VTVT, giving it back some. Down to 305, 307. Yeah, for sure, Luke. So yeah, only ones I'm really watching, I'm kind of looking at VTVT here to see what it does. I think it's probably done. May go sideways for the rest of the day. Looking at TAL still. I mean, if it gets up to the VWAP now, risk could be at, I don't know, 76 or so. I guess you could do 50 cents as well. I like 50 cents, maybe like 65 cents, 60 cents for a risk on TAL. MU trying to push back up here. And so here goes the second test of 37. It actually held over that 36.70 level, like we said. So if it does break 37, you want to see that area hold as support. It's got a technical analysis 101. When it pushes over, you want to see it hold and then push another move. All right, here's testing 37 again on MU. AMD's kind of showing the sympathy move back up as well. All right, it's over 37. It's up to 02s. So big important level for MU right here, but it looks to be breaking. Up to 05, 06. Now what I'm watching for is like a push up and then a pull back down, holding that level of support, and then a test of 37.50. I'll beat the tiebreaker. I think Jason had it first. I haven't made any trades, Harsha, today. Just haven't seen anything I really like today. Was looking for fades. It was more of a green day, and the opening range breakout just didn't look as good for AMD. I thought it was too risky going for that 1-to-1 target at 21. It was just a little extended. It ended up pushing up. I mean, it's halfway there, but who knows? We'll see. All right, so here's the big level here for MU, whether it's actually going to hold this level of support now. Now, if it bounces off of here and then pushes back up, I like it a lot more. We'll see. TBLT. Kind of a, it's moving up, but the volume's still pretty low. For a cheap stock like this. Like, I feel like the volume should be higher, and so it's just a little unpredictable right now for TBLT. Nice green day, but volume's a little low, a lot of wicks, kind of choppy. RV, you are probably in the position short. Yeah, So yeah, you are probably in the position short, like this says. Although contacting your broker is the best option. When you click sell, it could short the stock, which means that you're profiting when the stock goes down, as opposed to profiting when the stock goes up if you buy a stock. Then to undo it, you just click buy. I mean, if you're already in the position, you're already in the position. But if you want out of the position now, you would click buy. But I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable for any losses you take. Always have to make your own assessment of the market and trade responsibly. Want to preface everything I say with that. But yeah, you're probably in the position short. And if you want out of the position, you probably click buy. Alright, so MU, we're seeing if it's actually going to hold this 37 as support. It's testing it. Looks to be holding fairly well. So couldn't really hold it as support. Breaking back down on MU. We'll see if it gets another push back up there, though. Trying. Maybe see if it turns into resistance now. Okay, if you did it on your paper account, you're good, man. But yeah, so there's two ways to trade, really. I mean, there's multiple ways to trade, but, essentially, if you click buy and you don't have a position, you're going to buy the stock. So that means you're going to profit when the stock rises or goes up. If you short a stock, then you're profiting from the stock going down. Okay, so like if I wanted to make money, if I thought MU was going to drop, I could short the stock and then profit when it goes down. Yeah, no worries, RV. Yeah, I haven't really found anything that I really like either, Jason, today, man. So don't stress it, bro. Like I could have gotten in the opening range for AMD, but like I said, I mean, the range of this first 5-minute candle is 50 cents. It'd be from here to here, and so just a big range. I don't know if I want to risk trying to get a 1-to-1 target with that all the way up at 21, way up here. So like, nothing for me today. All right, two-way. Have a good day, brother. I'll see you tomorrow, man. NBEV back at the VWAP. Cron kind of moving back as well. SPY actually broke the highs here. SPY's pulling back up to 264. I usually use Robinhood, Matthew, for options trading. I mean, that's the only one I've ever really used for options. Yeah, later, brother. MU still kind of testing that $37 level. Where can you find a free gap scanner? Stockmarketwatch.com, snaptrade.us. Both of those have gap scanners, or not necessarily gap scanners, but they have pre-market scanners that show you percentage moves up. And so it's basically a gap scanner. But yeah, try stockmarketwatch.com or snaptrade.us. All right, so MU is back up here. Found some support, starting to move back up. Breaking the highs. We should see a bounce back on AMD. I start the stream up at about 8:30 market time. Usually stream until about now, or maybe sometimes 11 market time. Does TradingView have one? Alright, so I'm looking at TAL now. Starting to head back up. I would have to recalculate my risk and reward in this one, though. Alright, so VWAP's at around, roughly, we'll just say 30.20 to make it easy. VWAP's here. Risk could be about 30.55 or so, 30.60. Reward level could be down here, probably at 26. So that's at least 2 to 1. It's almost $1. It's about 90 cents reward versus a, what is that, 20 up to 60. So about a 40-cent risk. So better than 2 to 1. A little bit better. Yeah. It happens, Mike. Nice work, though, good brother. Good job, man. Nice trade. Alright, we'll see if MU can find some support here now and then move back up. AMD ended up dropping, kind of confirms my belief in not wanting to get in the opening range when the first candle was ridiculously large. That first 5-minute candle is big because it's just too unrealistic of a profit target. Yeah, it would have worked really nice on VTVT. Still, I don't want to get my hopes up because I usually can't trade those. Yeah, SPY just took a big pullback here. Market coming back down some. It's a little bit more dramatic on the 1-minute chart. I appreciate the subs, Seth and Manu. Welcome, guys. Appreciate the subs. Welcome to the channel. All right, guys. I'm probably going to close it down. Like I said, not seeing too much I really like today. Shout out to Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas is actually cool enough to let me stream my scans every day. And so shout out to Trade Ideas. I think Trade Ideas is having their open house thing coming up. And so if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas, I think they give you like a week for cheaper than they usually do to like test it, test drive Trade Ideas. So if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas, I'll post the link here. Go check them out. Really awesome dynamic scanner. Makes my mornings much, much easier. So check out that link there if you're interested in using Trade Ideas. Also, if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I use, you can check out TradeNet. Their 20% off sale is done, but you can get 10% off TradeNet packages by going through my link here. And I'll post that link there. So if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I do, you can go to this link here. I make a commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free, but go check that out if you want to use the broker that Mitch and I do. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day. No trades today. We'll see if the opening range breakout on AMD would have worked, but like I said, I think it was just a little unrealistic of a profit target since that first 5-minute candle was 50 cents or so. And so profit target of 21 I think was unrealistic. It got halfway there, but not quite all the way up to the level I wanted it to. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Good luck for the rest of the day. My name is John, not Patrick. But appreciate everybody watching today. If you have time, click the like button on this video. It does help support us. We appreciate any support we can get. So if you want to help support the channel and you appreciate this content, click the like button right now on this video. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I day trade live on stream every weekday morning starting at 8:30 market time. And so if you're interested in watching us every weekday, subscribe to the channel and check us out right here on YouTube. And yeah, guys, have a good day. I'll see you all tomorrow. And good luck in the markets.